Yo, welcome to the Champion Over Everything podcast. That's right, COE,
Champion over everything.
holding it down, baby. Look, we aspire to inspire individuals to be better today than they were on yesterday. We create original content that inspires you to be more than who you are, to go further than you have, while always moving forward and living life in the key of L's. That's right, faith, family, fun, finances, friendships. We talk about it all over here at COE,
Champion over everything.
holding it down. Hey, welcome to another episode of COE, Champion Over Everything. Today, I have two of my friends with me. One is not a stranger to the podcast, to the show, Miss Jamila Martin of Trendy Tots. She is back, and this time she has her partner in, I don't want to say partner in crime, but she has her partner from Life Support Cares with her. And Jamila, do you mind introducing this lovely young lady?
I don't mind at all. This is my partner in crime. We used to do crime. No, just one. This is my ace, my angel, my prayer warrior. She's one of the sweetest people I've ever met, one of the realest people I've ever met. When I say a person that matches your energy, I've never met someone so giving, so selfless, so loyal. No one like this lady, my partner, my business partner, my sister friend. I can't even think of how many great things I want to say about her, but she is my partner in Life Support Cares, Miss Ashley Haskell.
Hey, Ashley, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you, Jamila, for that awesome introduction. I mean, that was just
That was
amazing.
amazing. Yeah, I can see her still searching for more adjectives to attach to you and the friendship and the partnership. So I love it. I love that energy that you two give. All right, so the last time when Jamila was here, when we did her particular show on Trendy Tots, she shared that she has not only a for-profit organization but also a non-profit that she helped to co-found. So Miss Ashley is here with us today, and I definitely want y'all to go back and check out Jamila's champion story, because it was powerful. And today we are going to put Ashley. Ashley, you are going to be welcome to the podium to share your champion story. The platform is yours.
All right. Well, you guys, first of all, I'm just blessed to be able to be here at this particular moment. My champion story is still being written. Just some of the things I've had to try to overcome more recently is feeling inadequate. There are times where we just feel like we're not equipped to handle the things that God places before us. And that's something I've had to deal with recently because I know oftentimes when God speaks to you, He tells you to do something. The first thing you think about is, oh, but I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I'm not ready, and what I've learned is when God tells you to do something, you have to move. If you do not, He will push you out. And I feel like because God speaks to me in that way and tells me like, "Hey, move," you have to get up and move because if you don't, you oftentimes miss out on your blessings. And something I've always kind of dealt with all throughout high school was that people would approach me all the time. I would be in grocery stores, they just say, "Oh, you just seem like you're so easy to talk to," people I didn't know. And I just would be like, "Oh, I don't feel like being bothered right now." But I realized that was something that God was bringing out in me to let me know, like, hey, you're going to be here for the people. Even sometimes when you don't feel like it, you're going to be here for the people. You know, just by me smiling, sometimes I was inviting people in to talk to me, and I didn't know how important that was going to be. And that's definitely important, within life support cares, which I'm sure you guys will hear about later. But I just want to say that you can't be afraid. You just have to move forward and do what you need to do, even when you feel inadequate, because God is going to give you what you need.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And once again, a recurring theme. We have heard again, when God tells you to move, don't be still. You better be obedient, and you gotta move, because if not, he'll move you. So definitely thank you for sharing a part of your champion story. But collectively, ladies, you all have a champion story that is life support cares, because weekly, daily, hourly, you all are passionate about helping others inside the community. And recently I had a chance to partner with you all on a project. But I want to know more about Life Support Cares and your mission, your vision. So the platform is yours.
Well, so we are a 501(c)(3) certified organization, and our mission is to provide food, clothing, hygiene items, and household products to anyone that's considered low income. We assist families or people, anyone that comes to us 3 times a year, as long as it's 30 days apart from the day that we originally serviced them. And we currently service Forest, Lamar, and Perry counties here in Mississippi.
Awesome, awesome. So when we say low income, what is that bracket that people have to fall into in order to be able to partake in the services that you all offer?
Ashley, you want me to answer?
Um, okay, here's the amazing thing about that. Because this is our business and this is our baby, we can take it on a case by case basis. So if your income is really not considered low income, but you've had an issue to occur, let's say you had to help bury a loved one, we could take that particular issue and look at it, apart from you having the income. And so that's one of the things we actually love. Like, we don't have this like set of rules per se. We can step outside that line and help you if you still need it. So, yeah, you may be above the income, but sometimes things happen that you can't control. And so we'll still help you.
Right. Yeah. And we usually go by the Mississippi Federal Poverty Guidelines as far as what's considered low income. But like Ashley said, we take everything on a case by case basis. And if we can see that you really need our assistance, then we'll step in and do whatever we can.
Awesome. I think back to how we started 2020, and going into the end of 2020, preparing for 2021, there were a lot of people who unfortunately um, may not have maintained their level of income, which means their way of life had to change. Did you all
Right.
see like an uptick in people who were coming to get your services, or has everything kind of been about the same? Has there been any changes at all for you all?
I
There's
would definitely
definitely,
say
go ahead.
I would definitely say there has been an increase. On a normal month, we would probably service anywhere from 25 to 30 individuals. Now we're looking at about 100 people, 70 to 100 people. And most of these families are new families. So it has definitely increased. Most have been directly affected by COVID, or their loved ones have been affected by COVID. For instance, maybe the son was taking care of the mother, but the son lost his job. So we're seeing a lot of situations like that. It's just having that ripple effect. So we've definitely seen an increase.
Okay. So with that increase, there definitely has to be some support that's needed from the community. How can those who are looking to support life support cares, and with the increase of participants within the program, what can we do to better help you all service the people that are needing help right now?
Well, of course, any monetary donations will always be appreciated and useful. Tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, which is one of the biggest times to give in a year. So we have a campaign set up that we're running on for Giving Tuesday on both Instagram and Facebook. And of course, people can go to our website, which is www.lifesupportcares.wix.com /life support cares.
That's
Maybe
a
we can post that
mouthful.
long. Yeah, it is. It is, but maybe we can post it later. But yeah, I mean, anything that a person is willing to give us monetarily to assist us, that would be a great help. No donation is too small. And like we were saying, with the increase of clients that we saw due to COVID, we saw a decrease in donations that we received because all of our normal donors were hit by COVID. And so of course we couldn't receive the donations that we're used to receiving monthly. So I mean, the COVID-19 virus has really affected everyone in a major way, and we're just trying to regroup and figure out what we need to do to get back on track. So anything that someone wants to give us monetarily, we would greatly appreciate it. It can help. No donation is too small.
And I want to just kind of add to that. Our goal for our Giving Tuesday campaign is to raise $5,000. And that $5,000 will actually help us to fund our programs all the way until the middle of next year. So $5,000 may not seem like a lot to some people, but it is for our organization because it can help us go a very long way.
Wow, wow. All right, so break down Giving Tuesday a little bit more for us who may not know what that is and what that looks like.
Okay, Giving Tuesday is set aside every year, just particularly for charities to raise money for their organizations. Just like we have Black Friday for shopping, Giving Tuesday is always that following Tuesday after Black Friday, and it's set aside just for charities to raise money. A lot of times, Facebook will match our giving. So if we get a certain amount, they will match that. A lot of times, you will have businesses that will match it. It's really just a day to highlight all of the charities and all the good they do.
Awesome. Jamila, you got something you want to add to that?
No, she summed that up
All
perfectly.
right. So when we talk about the giving side and matching, I know there is something that is unique. A lot of people during this holiday season, they're going to be ordering off of Amazon, right? And you all
Mhm.
are partnered with Amazon, smile.amazon.com. Is it backslash life support cares? Is that how we find you?
I think I'm not sure. Ashley, what is it? Because look, I just usually just go straight to the link that I have saved in my phone. I
Yeah,
don't think I've ever had
mine takes me directly there as well, but I want to say it's smile. I think it's smile.amazon.com backslash life support cares. But I know you can
right.
search. Um,
Yeah.
That is right. That is right.
okay. Can you all tell us how that partnership formed and what that operation looks like as far as working with Amazon? How is the giving back to life support cares done? What does that process look like?
So
Okay.
Amazon well, Amazon Smile is actually something that Ashley discovered when Ashley is an Amazon shopper, an avid Amazon shopper. I don't do too much shopping on Amazon. I will shop on Amazon, but Ashley discovered the Amazon Smile. And basically, what it is, when you have people that order through Amazon a lot, they can go through our link, and whatever they purchase, a certain percentage of their purchase goes directly to our organization to support our causes.
All right, Ashley, you got anything you want to add to that one?
Just go to Amazon and shop because it helps us.
And
And you
it's
know, women love to shop.
hey, not only women, because I mean, like, I think I receive more Amazon boxes in my house than my wife.
Well, then you need to go through our Amazon Smile link.
So, and that's my next point. Make sure that as you all use the link, because even though you may log in originally under smile.amazon.com, if you log out and you just log back to Amazon, it's no longer linked together. So make sure you go
Right.
back. And the cool thing about it is there may be some items that will gather support, and there may be others that won't. And it will tell you once you go to your cart, this item will give this percentage off of your
Right.
purchase to life support care. So I thought that was like one of the most coolest things I saw, because as much as I shop, I'm like, well, every time I buy something, I can help somebody else out, versus me having to physically go try to do something, because we got a lot of Amazon boxes that came and are coming, especially with Christmas being here. And the crazy thing is my daughter's birthday is Christmas Eve. So
Oh wow.
yeah. So we have to plan ahead a lot. So talking about planning, talking about goals. When 2020 began, what were some of the goals that you all laid out for life support cares? And with those goals, were you able to meet those goals this past year?
Ooh. I know one of our biggest goals was increasing our fundraising. We wanted to do a lot of different things this year to build revenue for us to get paid, as well as to have um, additional resources for our clients. And unfortunately, we did not meet that because of COVID. However, one of the good things that came out of it was we were awarded an additional COVID relief fund because of the virus. So yeah, unfortunately, we did not we did not get a chance to attain any of our goals because of the pandemic. But I just look at it like, it's all God's plan. My granny always said, if you want to make God laugh, tell him what you got planned. We had our plan, but he had something bigger that was going to throw us off. So even though we did not reach any of the goals that we set out to, I feel like we're still successful in a sense that we were able to assist more people during this pandemic, and it just changed our mindset and allowed us to focus on what was more important.
Awesome. Awesome. Ashley, tell us about the team, because I know it's more than just you and Jamila that's doing some of the work. I'm seeing some of the guys that are out there that's going grocery shopping with y'all, and like I'm just gonna be honest. I'm thinking to myself, like, ain't no way. Even though it's for a good cause. It is for a good cause. But the amount of time that you all and effort that you all are having to put in when you go to the grocery store, I mean, it is amazing. I commend y'all on it. Um, so tell us about the team, because I know y'all also have a board, right?
Mhm.
All right. So
Yes,
tell us a little bit about the team,
we
Ashley.
do. All right. One of the most important people in our team is probably Mr. Tom. You see him a lot in the pictures. He's at the grocery store with us. He's volunteering a lot, which now he's a part of the team. He's no longer a volunteer. We actually just couldn't get rid of him. Um, he volunteered one time and it just touched him so much that he said, I have to continue doing this. And he just kept showing up, kept showing up, kept showing up. And I was just like, oh, he's going to be part of the team because, he just kept showing up. He did whatever, we needed him to do. He would do stuff without being told. And then he started bringing in other people to come help us. And, he was getting our name out there. And honestly, sometimes it's kind of harder to get the males to volunteer. Like it's easy to get the women to volunteer. But once he started telling people, I was like, yes, this is what we need. We don't have to lift all this heavy stuff. And, he was sending in more people. So we are very, very, very thankful for him. Now, our board is so important, simply because we don't do anything without talking to our board first. We run everything across our board, any important decisions. We have Travis on there. We're able to consult with him, about if our idea, we have a lot of ideas in our head, and in your head sometimes they sound great, but you need a group of people that you can really run this by and really dissect this idea. So that's what we do with our board. We meet with them every month. We run all of our ideas, our fundraising ideas, our goals, where we're feeling like we need to do better in, what areas we need to do better in. We're able to, just bounce all of those ideas and everything off of our board. Our board also helps us with fundraising, which, is very important to our organization because most of our funding actually comes from people in the community. We only receive one grant, but most of our funding itself really just come from people in the community to, who see what we do and just donate to that cause.
Awesome, awesome. I mean, it's always good to have not only a team of people who can assist you, and shout out to Mr. Tom, happy belated birthday. Um, but definitely having a team of people who can assist you, but also people who you can bounce ideas off of. Those people who can be mentors and tell you, like, we may need to scale back in this area, or why we being scared, we need to push forward, right? So
Right.
congratulations. Thank you to the board as well, for serving and helping, just to help build this team that is Life Support Cares. All right, so one or two stories, if you all could, of individuals whose lives that you all may have helped change through Life Support Cares. And it does not have to be people that receive some of the benefits. It could be people that came along, like Mr. Tom, and are now part of the team, and but their lives were changed forever and in a great way. One or two stories. Jamila, if you got one, and then Ashley, you got one to follow up. Jamila looking like, yeah, I think I got a few. So Jamila,
I
we're gonna go
definitely
with you first.
look. I
Okay.
definitely
Well,
have one.
Okay, well, whichever one of y'all
well,
want to go first.
well, I
Well, I'll
think
start
that
with.
oh, oh
I'm gonna go with me first, just simply because what a lot of people don't know is I was actually Life Support Care's first client.
yep.
Um, my apartment actually burnt down in the middle of the night, 11 p.m. I've never forgotten it. Me and my husband were up. My kids were in the bed. Someone knocked on our door and said, "It's on fire." And we literally had enough time to grab our kids out the bed. By the time we got to the end of the walkway, all 8 apartments that were attached right there were fully engulfed. And we lost everything. All we had were the clothes on our back. That was it. And what was so ironic about this was Life Support Care's grand opening was 2 days away. And Jamila said, we can push it back if you want to. I said, no, I'm going to serve these people. It doesn't matter about what I have going on. I literally had 2 pair of jeans and a couple shirts. And I said, no, I'm going to serve these people. And the grand opening came. And, what I didn't understand at that time was God was giving me a testimony, because oftentimes people come to us and they're ashamed, they're afraid, they're afraid you're going to judge them, they're afraid that you don't understand what it's like to walk in their shoes. Well, I needed the very services that we're providing to other people. I had to go into our clothing room and get clothes for myself as well as my family. And so that kind of allowed me to break the ice, with the people that were coming in. I could say, look, my house just burnt down 2 days ago. So I understand where you are. It's going to be okay. We're going to get through it together. And so that kind of allowed me to build a relationship with some of the clients. And like they would call and say, hey, did she get everything she need? Did her kids get this? And, they were bringing coloring books for my kids and, different things. So a lot of people didn't know that, but I was actually Life Support Care's very first client.
Wow, that's amazing. That that it's amazing because, like you said, God gave you that testimony to help push through those moments where people are going to be silent. And it's a lot of people that need help, but out of pride, out of just lack of courage, they
Yeah.
don't want to step up and say, raise their hand and say, hey, I need help.
Yep.
But God gave you that voice. Presented you all, your family, with that opportunity. So not only you can talk about him and his saving grace, but
Mhm.
also how he wants to use you as a vessel to continue to bless people. And hey, speak up. Let us know. We want to help. We want to encourage you. So that is amazing. Thank you for sharing, Ashley. Jamila, you ain't off the hook. You quiet. You ain't off the hook. All right. So
Well,
I know you got a story. That's hard to kind of come after, right? Um,
that's okay. That's
but
okay. Her and I aren't in competition, so
exactly,
it's
exactly.
okay.
But
But so like Ashley said, I think that one of the people whose lives we changed was mine. Um, the same way Ashley had her testimony, I did too. And it came from Ashley's mom, actually. So when we first started the organization, Ashley and I both lost our jobs. And kind of backstory behind that. So a lot of people felt like Ashley and I had known each other forever. Ashley and I did not know each other forever. We met a year prior to starting Life Support Cares. We were both working for a mental health facility. And we ended up getting fired 30 minutes apart from each other. And the same day we got fired was the same day that we received our employment identification number to actually start the company. And so we just looked at it like, okay, God said, you know, you're staying in this place too long, so let me boot you out. I need you to go ahead and do this. And for a while, we were very bitter behind the wrongful termination. And I know I fought it, and I went to the EEOC, and I had a case going. I was going through a lot of things because I felt like I needed to clear my name. And I'm like, no, I didn't do any of that you said that we did. But at some point, I realized that I was putting too much energy there and not enough energy in what God was trying to direct me to do. And so when I finally let that go and focused on Life Support Cares, we started moving so fast, and it was just like, oh my God, like we're really doing this. And it was awesome. But I'll never forget Ashley's mom when she said, y'all aren't humble. And I was like, yes, I am. I was offended because I'm like, yeah, I am humble. But as time progressed, we realized that we were not humble, and not necessarily a bad way, but we weren't as humble as we thought we were. And we were very prideful. I know for a while, I ended up losing my apartment because I couldn't afford it because I invested everything that I had in savings into Life Support Cares. And so I had to move in with my mom, and it was just hard. I was like, oh my God, I'm this old and moving back in with my mom. So I felt some type of way, and having to go to different community outreach places to receive assistance on different things that I needed, I would find myself in there, and I'm just like, oh my God, I hope no one sees me. I'm in here. I'm a founder of a nonprofit organization, but I'm in here needing assistance. This is so embarrassing. And the more we assisted clients, the more I realized what God was trying to do. And I felt like God needed to take us through those moments where we needed the exact same services that we were providing, so we would know how it felt to need those services, and we would know how we needed to treat the clients that came in that we were serving. And like Ashley was saying, it gave us a testimony, and there's no testimony without the test. And so God put us through those tests and brought us down to nothing. Because I mean, you have to understand, like, I wasn't a millionaire or anything like that, but to go from having an abundance of money and not caring what I spent my money on and spending frivolously, and Ashley and I would go to Waffle House every Friday just because we wanted to go every Friday, and we would participate in girls' weekends and all of this stuff, and just would spend money. But when God took us from here to here and was like, okay, I need to bring you back down here and humble you and show you what I need you to become, it changed our mindset on everything. And it taught me how to be content with whatever it is that God placed in front of me, because you never need more, because God gives you exactly anything that you have. That's exactly what you need in that moment. And if he doesn't give you more in that moment, it's a reason that he's not giving you more in that moment. And one of the reasons God only gives you so little is to see what type of steward you're going to be over that little. And when he sees that you're grateful for that little bit, then he'll want to bless you with more. And so it just taught me to be grateful, because it was some of the clients that would come in there, and I'll never forget, I had a car and my air conditioner went out in the car. And this lady walked from William Carey all the way over to Broadway. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the distance, but that's quite a few miles to walk to get some service. And so when she saw how much we were giving her, she was just like, I walked all the way over here. I can't carry this. So I'm like, I'll take you home. And so when we got in the car, I said, I'm so sorry that the air is not working and blah, 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 blah. And she was like, baby, it's better than walking. And that level of conviction that hit me. And so it was time after time after time of assisting someone that made me realize I'm in a place where I need to be grateful, because it could always be so much worse. And I've just learned to be content. I've learned to not complain. I've learned to just be grateful. And I know Joyce Meyer has a quote that I favor, and Ashley knows because we put it on our wall in the office. And that quote says, your attitude when you're in the wilderness determines how long you stay there. If you complain, you will remain. If you praise, you will be raised. So in anything God has me in, I'm praising him. I'm praising him. I don't care what it is.
Yes.
Like, Ashley and I will literally sit there and we can wake up and feel horrible, and we'll say, but I'm still here. We find a positive in anything that we're dealing with. And I think that I wouldn't be here and be as grateful and content as I am had I not experienced everything that I experienced with working through life support cares. And I mean, a lot of people, we were even embarrassed to tell people that we weren't getting paid through it. Here we were owning a company and not getting paid from it. But when we finally started telling people, okay, we don't get paid from this. Well, why are you doing it? Because this is what we love doing. This is our ministry. It's not just a job to us. It's not just something that we do for no accolades, because we could care less about the accolades. We want to help the people. And that's why God put us here, for us to be his hands and his feet to help his people. So that's why we do it. And even without getting paid, we haven't missed a beat. We haven't missed a beat. So I'm just grateful. And that's that's whose life was changed and his mind was changed. And I feel like I needed that. And so now that I have everything that I have mentally, intellectually, I can share that story with someone else, and they can understand what it means to just truly be grateful and content with where God has you.
Be grateful. Wow. Wow. Two powerful testimonies, two powerful tests that you ladies have had to endure. Those are champion stories within itself. Y'all have overcome, and it was by the love of God, by the grace of God, by the mercy of God that you all were able to endure and overcome. So hats off to you all. Thank you for sharing and being transparent, open, because y'all didn't have to tell that. But I guarantee those stories are going to help somebody else who is struggling right now. So shifting gears as we look to conclude 2020 and we look to build up on the next year. We just kind of talked about goals. We talked about planning just a little bit, but what are some things that you all are seeking to accomplish as we close out 2020 for Life Support Cares, and how can people partner with you all going forward? I know we talked about Tuesday, tomorrow, being a huge day, but outside of that, for the rest of December, what does that look like for you all?
Well, one thing we want to do, we're working on another partnership with Smoke and Charlie, in which you're going to be a part of that as well. So we want to, our biggest thing is just closing out the year with a bang, just being the assistance, helping however we can possibly help. So however God decides he wants to use us, we just want to be obedient and do that. So that's our only goal, is to just be here for the people that need us.
Awesome. Ashley, you got anything else?
Um, One of the things, of course, this year has kind of been thrown off with COVID, but one of the things Jamila and I have discussed is working with the schools, because we've had a chance to work with the schools in the past. We were able to provide coats, but ultimately we want to be able to provide hygiene kits for the schools, specifically for the Hattiesburg public school district. And so that's definitely something that we want to work towards for next year. So we would definitely be looking for sponsors. for people who want to give towards that, because our babies need us. They need a little bit of encouragement just to know that we're there, we see them, and we care about them.
Awesome. And a lot of people don't know, I had a chance to be on the school board for a little bit. And so I was able to kind of learn some things in the background I didn't know was going on. And even now, being a teacher on the collegiate level, I have learned about, situations that we are not always privy to. So I'm saying that to say this: a lot of times when kids go to school, that's often the only time they get a chance to eat. A lot of times when kids go to school, that's often the only time they have a chance to change into clothes or brush their teeth, because you have people that are working in the background. You have counselors, you have teachers, you have principals, you have all these people who are working in the background to help these children out. And one thing that really kind of hit us, when COVID hit, immediately I started thinking about, what about those kids who they look forward to Monday morning? A lot of people dread Monday morning, but these kids, these babies are looking forward to Monday mornings because Friday night was not good for them. Saturday was not good. Sunday was not good. And they made it to Monday, and they're looking for something, for a meal, for that interaction around people. So make sure that we are doing all that we can. Like I said, when COVID hit, I was pleased to see a lot of the schools, they realized that there was still a need that needed to be met beyond just the learning aspect. And that was that community and that loving aspect and that nourishment aspect. And they began the bus on wheel, the what were they calling it? Like cafeteria on wheels or something like that, in which they were going out in the community, right? So that is definitely a great goal to have, because we need to start preparing now for the what if of 2021. We are hearing rumblings of there could be another potential shutdown. So let's make sure that we are partnering with organizations such as Life Support Cares to help meet the needs of families. If you have more, give, give, give. I can't say it enough. Give, 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 to help somebody else out. So that's all I got right there, ladies. We are near the end of the show. Um, are there anything or any questions, anything that I didn't cover that y'all want to share?
Well, I'm gonna share a little bit of our success story because Jamila and I are bad about this. We just get caught up in helping, 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 and sometimes we don't display the numbers. So since 2012, we have assisted over 2,500 individuals, and we have provided over 6,000 plus meals. And we could not do that without people in the community supporting us. We can do more together. And I always tell people you cannot get stuck on quantity. A lot of time people get stuck on numbers. It's about your quality. If you help one person, you changed a life. So it doesn't matter. A lot of times people are like, oh, they only help this many people. But if you help one, that's enough. If you feed one hungry person, that's enough. That's a start. And so it doesn't matter if you can't donate anything but $1. That dollar can go towards something, to help someone who may need something. So I just want us to think bigger. I want us to think, oh my, I want us to get out of that thinking of my little bit won't help, because your little bit with somebody else's little bit, it will help.
Right. And I always encourage people to give like you're going to need the assistance one day, because we all feel like it'll never be us. And I am a firm believer of never say never. And I think that if people would give just in case it may be them one day, then, we would be in a better place. And I tell my friends all the time on Facebook, I'm like, I have over 1,500 friends on here. And each one of you can give $1 a month. That's nothing. And it'll help the organization out. But yeah, just give as if you or someone that you knew would need the assistance. Because you'll be surprised at how many people come to us and they're like, oh, well, I was just donating to you all and now I need the help. Or we've even had some clients that came to us and needed the assistance, got the assistance, and when they got on their feet, they turned around and donated to the organization. So it's just important to give as if you yourself will one day need the service.
Definitely. It's always good to pay it forward because you never know when you yourself or a close friend, close family member will be in a situation that was undesirable. Tough times don't really last, but tough people definitely do. But in that, we have to make sure that we are giving from our heart, right? It all starts in here. It all starts in our heart. We shouldn't be giving to like Jamila said earlier to gain accolades. We shouldn't be given to be in the spotlight. We should be given because that is a part of what God has called us to do. Take care of those who cannot take care of themselves. And there are definitely, I see it all the time, people who are walking the streets of Hattiesburg who need some help, whether it be physical assistance, whether it be mental assistance, but there are people who are in need of help, and we have that responsibility to help those who cannot help themselves. So, ladies, this is the call to action. So, one last thing from Jamila, and then we'll go to Ashley that you want to people to know, and then finally we'll wrap it up and y'all can just tell people how they can find y'all, okay?
Well, I just want you guys to know that we are here to serve the community. Help us care for the community by donating. Again, that's www.lifesupportcares.wix.com/life support cares. You can go on there. You can go to our Facebook. You can go to our Instagram and it'll link you directly to our website. But donate, donate, donate.
What I'm gonna say is don't be a bystander. How many times do we look at something on Facebook? Do we look at something on Instagram and we say, oh, they're doing an awesome job, but we don't contribute? Imagine how much more we could do if every person that really, browsed across the page donated $5. We can do so much more for so many more people. We've been able to do so much on a limited or almost non-existent budget. And people don't know that. We do not have a lot at all, but God continues to bless us so that we can bless other people. We're basically out here being his hands and feet, and we want to continue to be able to do that. So my take from it is just don't be a bystander. Put some action behind it.
That's it. Look, more hands make light work. So definitely, ladies, thank y'all for coming on. Thank y'all for all that you all do for the community. Once again, COE, champions over everything, holding it down. Once again, thank you for tuning in to COE, champion over everything. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Look forward to talking to y'all soon. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Champion Over Everything. Make sure you can visit our website, championovereverything.org. And then on Instagram, Champion Over Everything. All right, COE, we holding it down. One.